Podcast, the podcast that explores the creator economy and its intersection with the world of Web3, cryptocurrency, DeFi, and NFTs. We are your hosts, Zombie Shepherd and ZFi, and we are thrilled to be bringing you this show in collaboration with BanklessDAO and its audiovisual guild. Our goal is to help bridge the gap between traditional media and the Web3 space by sharing insights, experiences, and strategies for success in this new era of content creation. As part of our mission, we are proud to announce our proposal to revitalize the AV Guild and ensure its long-term success. This strategic partnership will not only improve the quality and reach of AV content, but also create valuable learning opportunities for our current and future members. By upskilling our members and focusing on talent recruitment and retention, we can drive growth and support future partnership opportunities for BanklessDAO while championing the values and possibilities of a bankless world. We're glad you're here with us this week. Today is April 24th, 2023, and this is episode 2. Join us as we touch grass, explore projects, tools, and uncover the power of collaboration and partnership in the world of DAOs and freelance creator economy. Today, we're going to talk about the rise of creator tools and the impact of accessible technology on content creation.
That's right. With the increasing accessibility of technology, creators are now able to produce high-quality content without the traditional barriers to entry. The proliferation of internet access was the first big leap, I think, as smartphones spread across the world. But now we're seeing an explosion in networks and tools for creators in the Web3 space.
Absolutely. There are many examples of creator tools and platforms that have enabled this democratization. Things like Canva, YouTube, and TikTok, as well as newer platforms like Lander and Lens Protocol, which I'm using. Another level of democratization is the ability to work as a team in real time using tools like Restream, Notion, and like I said, Figma and Canva and things like that. Descript. Many of these offer free and low-cost solutions. We also use Discord and Google suite of tools to collaborate with From A to Z and Zimtimo. And we do a lot of this asynchronously, allowing us to save time and money.
And that's huge, especially when you're talking about a global population of creators. These tools have revolutionized the content creation process. It's more affordable than ever. It's more accessible than ever. For creators, it's no longer necessary to have the expensive equipment or even the studio space to produce high quality content. All this stuff can be done online.
Yeah, that's right. The impact of accessible technologies on content creation has been immense. For instance, advancements in smartphones and like you said, have made it possible to produce high quality videos and photos with just using your phone. I use Instagram and other social media to do a lot of my work on the fly.
For sure. I mean, I was even playing with my drone today, and I noticed that the drone itself has built-in video editing tools. The software for the drone is ready to edit your videos. Full-fledged
really cool.
computer. It is cool. I haven't used it yet, but it's something I got to play with. But it's a full-fledged. It'll create scenes for you and blend them together, and it's neat. But even on the computer, even on a desktop computer, these full-fledged editing software suites have become more accessible and more affordable, allowing creators to produce their content without that expense, that barrier to entry of the software. I do almost all of my editing in DaVinci Resolve, and that's free. It's an incredibly powerful free tool.
Yeah, I mean, would you even be in video editing if you didn't know about Resolve? You know what I mean? Like,
no, that was a non-starter.
Right. Yeah, these tools have played a significant role in enabling you and me and other creators with limited resources to produce high quality content, especially since a lot of the processing is now cloud-based, allowing more work to be done on a computer, tablet, phone. Any device that you don't have the processing capability, you could be using some of these cloud-based things. I haven't done it yet, but I would like to try to do a stream from my phone using this Restream studio that we're in, because they're doing all the processing. I should be able to just,
exactly
as easy as any other live stream, but like, yeah,
I was thinking exactly that. with Restream, it's a great example here with Restream Studio. It seems like all you need is a camera, a microphone, and an internet connection. All the heavy lifting, all the processing is done on the Restream, the cloud side.
We're gonna do an episode where we go touch
Very cool.
grass.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's got to warm up a little bit. It was bitter cold this weekend with the wind, but soon, TM. But I mean, we can bring that back to Web 2 content distribution platforms. It's not just, the Web 3 stuff, but it is all cloud-based for the most part. So platforms like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram also have these tools built in, free for all to use. These types of things have certainly leveled the playing field, allowing creators to reach a global audience without, traditional gatekeepers or those global barriers to entry. These tools still don't give creators full ownership of their content, though, and that's where the Web3 tools can really shine. Overall, I think that the democratization of content creation has had a positive impact on the creator economy. It's given any creator the ability now to produce high quality content and the opportunity to reach that global audience where may not have been able to before. Similarly, it's given this global audience access to that information, to that knowledge, and to the entertainment content that they may otherwise not have been able to find.
Definitely. I use a lot of these Web 2 tools, and most of the things that I named, we didn't really name any Web 3 tools specifically because in my opinion, you can kind of find the tools that suit your needs. You can find the blockchain that suits your taste. It doesn't have to be Ethereum, it doesn't have to be Polygon. You might like Tezos, whatever, but for me, the biggest direct unlock for creators, in my opinion, is the use of crypto, NFTs, decentralized social media, because you can tap into your audience with fewer intermediaries and the risk of third-party interference. Getting your account shut down because Instagram doesn't like what you're doing, or just like the algorithm stepping on you and all these things. I still use all of these tools, but I use them in conjunction with my Web3 and crypto tools because I still feel like that is where I have ownership over my stuff,
Right.
So let's pivot a little bit. Let's talk
Right.
about the importance of community in the creator economy. In my
Mm.
opinion, community it's like we were talking about in the last episode. It is your network of collaborators, partnerships, friends, audience. It's all of those different stripes of people, and they may make up your community in varying amounts. Like some communities might be built around collaboration, others might be built around business partnerships and things that are more formal. Some are just friends and audience, and but some can be made up of all of these things, as we've seen kind of with Avagachi more, like where you have people there that are there to work, you have people there that are just asset holders that are hanging around, and friends, and whatever. So what do you think about this? What's your thoughts on the topic?
I think that Avagachi reference is a big one. We both have had quite a bit of experience in this space, and the breadth of talent, the talent pool that exists in that Avagachi community is insane. It's anything you can think of, they've got it over there. It's pretty exciting. But I think community is essential for creators, especially those from underrepresented backgrounds. Having a supportive network like that Avagachi network can help amplify diverse voices and perspectives, which is becoming more and more crucial in today's world.
Yeah, absolutely. With the rise of online communities and social media platforms, creators have more opportunities to connect with their audiences. Although it can be hard to know which platforms are best for your project, there's so many to choose from between Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and even getting into the Web3 tools of like, should I be on Polygon? Should I be using OpenSea or Manifold? Or,
Tons of
there's
choices.
like, Lens Protocol, Farcaster, like all of these things. What am I supposed to be doing? And it's really about you and trying to
Yeah.
figure out where you can build that community. But the point is, it's not, you know, it's not a fan club like it used to be where you were just getting, a letter every month or whatever thing like that. It's like you're tapping into your community every day whenever you want, 24/7. Your community is at your fingertips.
Yes, yeah, and it's not just like you said. It's not just about building that fan base. Communities are a two-way street too. You know, you have the access to your community, but the community also has that access to you as a creator. Those communities can provide emotional support, feedback, collaboration opportunities for other creators, and collaboration opportunities for each other, for community members within the community itself.
Yeah, I think we've seen a significant increase in creators from diverse backgrounds, genders, and ethnicities across every field. And with people being able to easily find and tap into value aligned organizations. Um, yeah, to me, I think that is one of the big unlocks of Web2 social media, and why I think we've seen such a swell in social movements is because now people can find the community that feels the same as them. You may be alone in your little town, but you get online and you find your people that feel exactly like you do, and you realize we're everywhere, we're all over the world. And that's kind of like what we see here with crypto. Why crypto is just a community, it's because it's so small that we have to stick together, even though we have like chain maximalism and there is a lot of infighting.
Yes,
In
true.
a lot of way, it's like, you know a Bitcoin or a Solana Maxi or whatever, they're all on my team when it comes to Gary Gensler. You know what I mean? Like we're
Yeah, uniquely combined forces against you.
right. So value
I,
aligned
I bel
organizations.
Yeah, it's huge. I believe it's had a profound impact on the global stage. That, like you said, even though the wave of Web2 social media still exposes a larger audience to a range of perspectives and experiences, creators can foster empathy across nations, across, having that exposure gives people more empathy, more understanding, and just general connection between people and among their audience.
Yeah. And being able to tap into political movements and social movements, and being able to really find people that organize and talk about things and educate. I mean, that's something big to me. I love TikTok personally. At first, I was one of those people that made fun of TikTok and whatever, but like I get a lot of education musically, politically. Like I learn a lot, about history, all kinds of weird stuff. I learn a lot using that app, and it's really, I think that's really cool. And it feels like you're not just tapping into one creator, you're tapping into an entire field or genre. It's something, a group of people you didn't even really think, a sub niche. You're like, oh wow, this is a whole thing. Like, and you can learn about it. And so yeah.
Exciting new world.
Um yeah, can you give some examples of creators who have found success by sharing their perspectives?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, here's a couple. So, for example, we've got new creators like Betty from Deadfellas, who uses her platform to discuss issues facing women and other diverse communities in the Web3 space. But we've also got like older school creators like Pussy Riot, who've been around in the meat space, they've been around in the Web2 space, but they're now also reestablishing their audience in Web3 and creating new revenue streams and connecting to their new community by leveraging the power of Lens protocol.
Yeah, those are great examples. A diverse set of creators allows for greater representation, thus creating content that resonates with audiences from different global backgrounds. Crypto unlocks more in this realm as well, with decentralized social media, NFTs, and especially decentralized finance, because it allows people from all walks of life to access creator tools, collateralized loans, and other types of financial tools directly with no censorship based on race, gender, or sexual orientation. And like, to build kind of on your examples, I know like of sex workers in the crypto space, for instance, they use crypto because they've been debanked so many times, through OnlyFans and their bank having problems, and PayPal debanks sex workers, even if they don't actually have, like, if they have a PayPal account and then PayPal finds out from another account somehow that they're a sex worker, they can get banned on PayPal even though they didn't do any business there because it's part of their policy. So I think that's a super big unlock, and we're going to see more coming in that direction.
For sure, for sure. And if that's something that you're interested in, last week the Collabland town hall meeting shared a Let's Form group video about exactly this, about helping sex workers continue their profession and be able to accept payment for their services in the crypto space because they continue to be debanked by these Web 2 and traditional platforms.
In a way, it's a type of remittance, kind of, but in your own country. You know what I mean? It's
kind of. As creators, though, it's important to continue pushing for this, to continue pushing for diversity, inclusivity in all content, in any of the content that we produce here through BanklessDAO, and any of the content that gets produced generally. You got to be able to address that global audience with that shared perspective. It's not just the right thing to do, it just makes more sense. It makes for better storytelling, and it makes for more engaging content.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good pivot right there into some of the challenges and the opportunities that we see here. So let's discuss some of those. I think the biggest challenge, as we know, is monetization. So how can we build sustainable careers and make a living from our content?
That is the big one. Yeah. And that's something that we're dealing with ourselves. But monetization is definitely a big challenge, especially with the saturation of content that we see. Anybody, because it's so easy to get in, anybody can create content. And then the challenge of standing out in an increasingly crowded marketplace. It's good that we can have these on-ramping options, but we also have to, you got to provide excellent content for people to keep coming back.
Let me throw a little anecdote in there real quick. So
sure.
I heard that there's like 4 million people on Spotify, and only like 0.004% of those people are making money.
4 million artists, then? Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
There's 4 million total artists.
Okay.
And out of all of them, less than a fraction of 1% is making a living from it. So that's something, yeah. Just a little.
There's an opportunity right there. Web3.
When you talk about a crowded marketplace,
right?
4 million people and ain't nobody making money.
That's why with the Web3 things like Lens is so important. Being able to own your own content and directly benefit from people listening to it or people liking it. It's going to be key. But aside from just the Web3 approaches, there's been some emerging monetization models that do seem to work. They're proving to be successful. In the Web3 space, obviously we have these smart contracts that can manage creator royalty payments for like NFT asset resales, or we could set up royalty splits. We've seen that both with Lens Protocol and Avagachi's Fake Gachi platform. But in the more traditional Web 2 space, some of the most successful models right now are these subscription-based services, where a creator will offer their premium content on like behind a paywall of some sort.
Yeah, subscription-based content and fan-supported models have been gaining popularity for a while. I'm not fully convinced that those models are reliable. Every type of creator can't thrive off of those models necessarily. It can be hard finding what is manageable for a creator's lifestyle, because sometimes these things require you to like put a lot of time and effort into it. And if you're not making money in the beginning, it's hard to put a lot of time and effort into something if you also have to like work a day job or whatever else to like make ends meet. But it's not just about finding the right model that works for you, but instead creating new models that can be more sustainable in the amount of time spent managing different platforms.
Absolutely. And you can stack different tools and use them in combination to get you unique outputs. creators need to differentiate themselves some way, and it's one way that we do. After I clip videos from this show, Zombie will usually put it through multiple different types of editing softwares and get the subtitles and some graphics on there, and then we re-put it back on Web3. So we're using a collection of tools to get, to try to hit that niche. One way to do it is to collaborate with other creators and build that strong community. Once you have a strong community, a good idea can go viral super quickly. If you have a supportive community, that can incubate memes, that can incubate ideas, funny videos. It's a great incubator.
Yeah, that's a really great point. Collaboration, community building, support networks within the creator economy. All of these things help creators to not only monetize their content, but also grow and learn from each other. Every artist, film, project can't have its own community and expect it to be tenable. There should be artist collectives and other types of groups that help to encourage collaboration, sharing, and celebration of each other's creative works. Even like what we did directly before, what we do every time directly before this session is an education session showing people how to do what we do here. And there are people in the background of the studio right now watching us record, learning how we run this show. And directly before this session, we had a troubleshooting session with another podcast host, Drost from Making Bank, where we were helping him work out some issues he was having with echo from his desktop. And he didn't even know he was having the issue. He was just trying to show us some stuff. And we're like, hey, you're having an issue where we can hear ourselves. And, it's BanklessDAO, AV Guild in general has these. This is a collective where we come together to work and help each other solve problems and support each other.
Yeah, these guilds, the AV Guild specifically in this case, is perfect for that. That's what we're here for. But it's not. I mean, it's not just about making money too. In the process, you're not here just to necessarily work for the money. It's about building that sustainable career as a creator. You're learning new tools, you're learning new processes, and you're creating a network for yourself. It goes more than just the payment for tasks.
Right.
But this means hard work. This means diversifying revenue streams, putting in the effort to build a loyal fan base, and then constantly innovating and adapting to all the new trends and technologies. If you be good to your audience, they'll be good to you.
Yeah, it's important to have that long-term vision and to be flexible and adaptable in the face of these challenges and opportunities. The democratized creator economy is full of potential, but it also requires a lot of hard work, consistency, dedication, and a willingness to take risks and try new things consistently.
Yes, consistency is key. It's key. And as the creator economy continues to evolve and grow, we can expect to see even more challenges and opportunities emerge. We've seen our macro threats. We've seen how, one idiot can wreck billions of dollars in a minute. We've seen these things. These are challenges and opportunities that will continue to persist. But creators can stay ahead of the curve by continuously learning and adapting to these new tools and trying out new platforms. You can stay ahead of that curve and keep yourself positioned in the advantageous position. Consider the potential impact of leveraging multiple emerging technologies against each other too, like augmented reality, AR, virtual reality, VR, AI, blockchain. By stacking these things, you can create an optimized output. It's an exciting time to be a creator, and we're excited to be a part of it. No, I am. So, I don't know. What do you think the future holds for content creation? We've got all these new tools coming out. We've got there's a lot of building going on. What do you think the future holds in this space?
I mean, obviously, technology is going to keep advancing, so it's just going to get easier to produce high quality content. And one trend that's already emerging, like you said, is the VR and the AR stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting approach. It makes me wonder what an empowered population can really create. Like if everybody was like mandated to have Chat GPT at their fingertips, how much could we advance in like a week? As a civil, it's just crazy to think about. VR and AR are going to be right up there with AI. They're going to definitely change the way that creators produce and distribute content. I mean, I've purchased my first NFT that came with an augmented reality file. I can combine that very cool piece of art. It's an animation and it's got music, and I can put that into any environment that I want to create a new and unique experience. So I haven't yet because I don't know how, but you know, I really need to and I want to. So here we are on the cusp of learning these exciting technologies. Have you gotten into any of the AR or VR stuff yet? Where do you think that's going?
I played with an Oculus on Easter. I was playing on one of my nephew's Oculus
Nice.
for a while, so that was interesting. But honestly, the VR stuff hurts my eyes. I've done it a number of times. I did it a long time ago, one of the earliest iterations, and it was when you had to like it was in a big thing. So this is back when VR was still pretty bulky and weird. But I don't know, it could be more immersive. Like it's going to be able to offer more immersive and interactive experiences, you know. Creators could use the technology to create new types of experiences and content, such as uh, interactive things and virtual tours. It could also open up new distribution channels, such as like VR platforms that allow creators to reach audiences in new ways. You know, kind of like Decentraland, Sandbox, Monaverse, these types of things. But imagine them like in it, you know, like getting in the VR and
Or even if Oculus has some sort of a built-in app store or art store,
right. I wonder if you
having
got
that
into
new platform.
Centraland on an Oculus, if it is more of an experience. That's a good point. They're going to have a big impact on the creator ecosystem due to online experiences that just feel more interactive, like playing music or painting in a virtual space with other creators from around the world, or like a virtual band with other people. And I've seen that already where it's basically a DAW in a virtual space, and I'm able to like reach out and put a keyboard here, and then I can reach out over here and put a drum set. And
No,
then if other people can enter your space, then you can suddenly be playing music in real time with people from all over the world. So I definitely,
that's
I think that would be to me that I'm more towards the AR stuff, honestly, though, because I would rather not have to like be gone. I don't like the goggles. I don't like it hurts my eyes. Like I said, it's not,
that makes sense. I
um,
think you can do a lot more with AR for a normie too. I think, you know, not everybody's carrying around that VR headset, but everybody's got a mobile phone.
right.
And you can implement augmented reality just by holding your camera at something. Just pull out
And
of your
that's
pocket.
true
There you
too.
go.
But even like better devices, like I'm imagining that we're going to be able to get almost like projection like devices in our house at some point where instead of like watching a movie, you're in the room. You know what I mean? You're almost like sitting in a chair in a movie, like, okay.
So it's not projecting just the film, it's projecting your entire environment.
Right.
That's
And like if you
that's neat.
choose not to pay attention to the film, that's on you. You know, like if you choose to look over at some weird corner instead of watching the movie, that's on you. Like,
Part of
and
the
maybe you
experience.
do that on the second watch. Or one of those things where, like, say you're
Uh,
watching a movie and it's a horror movie or whatever, and like something comes from behind you to attack the main characters, that's going to scare the crap out of you. Like, and what if
Ooh,
you were able to even look back before
immersive.
that and see that the thing was coming? It's no longer a jump scare
Interesting.
when you can become aware of the environment and you can be like, hey, there's a thing under the bed. And you're like, yeah, there's definitely something under the
Checks
bed.
out. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely an exciting prospect. I mean, our future is going to hold some pretty cool stuff. But what other emerging trends do you see impacting the creator economy?
Niche content targeted towards like specific people, smaller audiences, not having to hit everyone, but getting your people. Because like we said, like with overcrowding, is as the content space becomes more crowded, creators will need to find new ways to differentiate themselves and connect with their audience. We'll likely see new monetization models emerge, such as using NFTs that allow, obviously NFTs is one of the easiest ways. And it's almost a meme at this point to even say NFT, because I think people really haven't, everything is an NFT. You know what I mean? Like, we've talked about this, but I guess it needs to be said. But like, your phone is an NFT. Even though there's a billion phones just like yours, you wouldn't trade yours for somebody else's. You want your phone.
Anything unique is non-fungible.
Right. So these non-fungible digital items are going to be important. They're going to allow access to user data, direct audience contact, creators being able to limit intermediaries and like middlemen to chosen partnerships. Like, they're going to choose to partner with people that are like the people they want to partner with, as opposed to top-down deals. And I think all of that is going to see, like, we're going to see all of that happen more and more as creators who aren't in the crypto space realize that they need to embrace true digital property rights over their content and their data and their identity. Yeah. Like, if Instagram, Twitter, whoever can steal your account, they can steal your identity. They can erase you from the internet.
I was just going to say, or delete your identity. Yeah, they can just turn you off.
Huh. So,
well, any additional thoughts on the future of the content creation? You're on a roll here.
Oh,
I mean,
you're really digging deep.
A lot of I know, but you've got all these great ideas. What else?
Well, I haven't talked about the elephant in the room. I mentioned it, and then we haven't talked about it. So, I think we'll continue to see it democratize. Like, not just in the individual level of like, I'm in control of my content, but like, now I'm on a team of people and we're in control together over the content. We have shared ownership. There's going to be more and more people having tools and platforms to create and share with other people. Even bigger, though, is the impact of AI and how much easier it makes for anyone to branch into another creative field. Just using tools creates a jumping off point, like, it's a jumping off point where if I'm working with a creator in another field, I can communicate with them easier because the medium is easier to access. So if I need to talk to a writer, I'm able to give them like a well-written, constructed outline without thinking very hard or putting much effort into it. I can like literally type my thoughts like a manic person and then say, Chat GPT, turn this into a sane outline.
Right. Make me sound less crazy.
Right. And so, or like working with an artist like Gerlene, if I can't get her to see my vision through words, well, I can go to DALL-E or Midjourney and generate an image that's close enough and then say, hey, something like this, but like do it in your style, and it gives me that squiggle on a napkin that just suddenly because I can get the right colors, I can get the right image, I can play with it till it's close enough. And then even visual artists can use it for this purpose, because say you want to do something very complex, instead of doing the 100 hours that it might take to do that thing, you can generate it very quickly and then fix it in Photoshop and actually do the hands-on stuff, but not have to do the hours and hours and hours. So I think it's going to lower the communication barrier between artists of different fields. It's so exciting. And, I can't wait to see what happens.
I know we got a lot of hints here. We got a lot of hints to see what's coming, but we don't know. Things change so quick. But shoot, we've covered a ton of ground in this episode, from the rise of creator tools to the importance of community and the challenges and opportunities in the democratized creator economy. It's clear, though, that the world of content creation is rapidly evolving.
For sure. The democratization of content creation is bringing new voices and perspectives to the forefront. It's also presenting challenges for creators who want to stand out and build sustainable careers. And that's why it's so important for listeners to support and champion diverse creators in the space. Stand with your friends, share your friends' work, support the artists you love, help them maintain a lifestyle, like lean in
Yep.
to your friends and the creators you love the same way that you lean into Netflix and Disney and all the people that you don't know. Those celebrities don't care about you. Your friends
Yep.
need you.
That's right. That's right. One of the ways to do that, one of the ways to support and stick to your creators is to engage with and amplify the voices of those creators, especially those from underrepresented communities. Just like you said, you got to stick with your friends, you got to stick with those content creators you like, and then spread the word. We can also advocate for platforms and tools that prioritize inclusivity and accessibility beyond just supporting those artists and their works.
And that's part of the reason too, specifically to use platforms. Like if you can't use your own code and make your own NFTs and whatever, use things like Manifold, because using a lot of these platforms, a lot of other NFT platforms are not sex worker friendly. So it makes you think like if they're gatekeeping some creators, they might gatekeep other creators. And that's not a good place to start off, especially in crypto and Web3. So I feel like don't just get into crypto and Web3 and then become the customer to another product sold to you just like it was in Web2. Be independent. Learn how to make your own NFTs somehow. Like make friends with a dev,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, make friends, make collaborations and partnerships, and make a conscious effort to support creators financially through these emerging monetization models like subscription-based content. Support your friends, be a good fan, be a good audience member. And it's up to us, all of us, you, me, the creators listening, to democratize content creation and, bring it to everyone because it benefits all of us. This is, in my opinion, this is a revolution. This is bring your art to yourself and be independent and do it on your own.
Right.
With your community. Do it on your own with your community. But I guess the point is, when I say do it on your own, I'm saying stop looking up to other organizations and just build with the people around you. That's what community means. It doesn't mean random people on the internet you don't know. It means random people on the internet that congeal in your area. They're your friends. Make them your friends. Like, no, and I don't mean I don't make them your friends, but like some of these people are just waiting for you to say hello and waiting for you to acknowledge them. And like creators, we downplay our own celebrity or whatever with other people. We downplay our own status with other people sometimes. And, I think all of us need to feel empowered to empower others.
That's right. And as we look into this future of content creation, both, on our own and as collaborations between artists, we can expect to see even more exciting developments in all sorts of areas like virtual and augmented reality, AI, community building, new and exciting platforms. There's so many things going in the right direction for creators right now. It's an exciting time to be a creator and a supporter of creators. We've got more tools than ever to support those creators too. So we can use each of our own attention and support particular people with our votes, with our eyes, with our dollars.
Absolutely. To all of our listeners out there, let's continue to champion diversity, support emerging creators, and be part of the democratization of content creation. This is a call to action. We're trying to get you here. We're trying to get you empowered. That's why we're doing this show. You can reach out to us. We will help you. We are very, multi-skilled people, but we got here by just doing the work and learning it, Tap into Web3 tools, DAOs, decentralized social media, whatever helps you control your creative lifestyle. And together we can build a more vibrant and inclusive creator ecosystem.
I think that pretty well sums it up. AV Guild at BanklessDAO is ready for you. Come on through. Well, we've come to the end of our show here today. For our viewers and listeners, some ways that you can take action on this information today include amplifying diverse creators and supporting underrepresented communities, advocating for inclusive and accessible platforms and tools. You can financially support creators that you like using innovative monetization models, continue learning, adapting to new technologies and platforms, and foster collaboration and community building among creators and among maybe like would-be creators that aren't sure yet and haven't jumped in. Give each other that push to get out there and start producing. And of course, if you haven't yet, please like this video and subscribe for more discussions like these. And leave us a comment below if you've got any questions or comments on the content. We'd love to hear them. Any last thoughts to add here, Zombie?
Yeah, I mean, we're content creators, so don't forget to come hang out with us when we do Zombie Time Music Hour on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern, where I've been dropping new music every week that is collectible that you can certainly own. And you can listen to it even if you don't want to own it. So it's free to listen to, but it's also cheap to own. And then we also do Zombie Time Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, follow us on Lens and Twitter, and we'll see you again next time, friends.